Well, there's no shy of the limiter anyways. So it's early in the morning, well, early for me anyways. Tommy suggested to go first thing in the morning. I thought first thing in the morning was 9-10 o'clock, but apparently it's much earlier than that. So if you've seen the thumbnail, and it is the thumbnail what I want it to be, you see that we have the MX5 NC working and it's drifting. So at the moment it's down at Track Days Performance. It's been mapped, everything's sorted on it, and we just need to finish off a few little things here, and we have a testing slot at 4:30 to 6 at Mondello Park, and hopefully all goes well with fixing things, all goes well with testing, and then we have fundraiser tomorrow, so all will be well then. So yeah, cue montage. So as they say, second time lucky?
Well, hopefully.
So essentially, Robbie was the one that kind of suggested that it's the solid engine mounts that may have shattered the oil pump, so you think it's possibly going to be better now?
Well, it feels a lot better from sitting in the car before on the dyno, and now like the whole transmission tunnel doesn't vibrate like a drum skin, and you know the other thing is when you're on solid engine mounts in a 4-cylinder engine, the engine sounds totally different, very harsh, kind of just a nasty noise, but it sounds really sweet. It's much more like an electric motor now. It feels nicer in the car. It has an overall much nicer feel, but like yeah, we've seen gear rotors in lots of different engines, including JZ's, and stuff explode from solid engine mounts. So we think that the build-up or harmonics is never good and should always be avoided. So yeah, it should be better now. The oil pressure seems to be really good, consistent, and yeah, it's running fine.
Fingers crossed that solved it. It's actually made more power. It was 512 I think last time, and now you said it's 522?
Well, something like that, yeah. That was only just one run, so that might have just been with absolute optimal temperatures. Stuff it probably was filling around at the map, leave it cool down a bit. The intercooler probably was nice and cool, nice cool air to the air filter and stuff, which you may not get in real life. So I think you can probably stick around the 500 horsepower for real life when you've got hot intercooler, hot air to the air filter off the radiator and all that.
So I'll say 500 is easily enough for me. Probably too much for me, to be fair.
Still a lot of power in an MX5.
Perfect. We're taking this one. We're still going to leave the Corvette, which is still being worked on over there. But
yeah, you can pick it up later.
Right, back to the shed. Okay, so the car is back in the shed. We have approximately 2-ish hours to get stuff sorted before we have to... Well, technically we need to get to Mondello.
Yeah, well, it's like 10 minutes away, so we have 1 hour 30 minutes.
We have 1 hour 30 minutes to get stuff done. As you can see, Ryan is here. He is here to work his magic on his pride and joy with an enthusiastic face. There's no enthusiastic face. Right, so essentially what we need to do is tighten up all the bolts, check over the whole car. The car has no brakes at the moment, so put the brakes on, set up the car a little bit, and then it should be ready for testing. We're in a bit of a rush. I'm not sure how much we'll be filming, but the main thing is to get to the track on time. So that was terribly documented, seeing as we're in a rush finding stuff and everything like that. How much? 2 minutes we did it by?
3 minutes to go.
Oh, 3 minutes to go. So this is the first time we've ever been early for anything, I think. So we didn't have enough time to kind of do tracking or anything like that, but we're just kind of gonna take it to the track and see how it drives and make sure the engine, for one, is working and make any adjustments at the track. Yeah, this is gonna be quite a raw vlog, I think, just because I don't have time to really film that much. So Dave's back, so he's gonna be trackside to try and get some outside footage. Yeah, ready as we'll ever be. Just going to take a minute out of this video to thank one of our sponsors, Link ECU. Link ECU has been one of our major sponsors from the start, and honestly, on a video like today where we're testing the car, every single test that I've done in a car has had Link ECU products on it, and honestly, they have saved me thousands of euros in repair bills, and without them we wouldn't have found the problems that we had as quick as we did. So massive thanks to Link ECU, and their products are some of the best in the market, and we run them in all of our drift cars and they never cause us any problems. So thank you Link ECU for supporting us.
Okay, so we made it to Mondello. I decided to come down and see how this would go. It feels like deja vu. We were here before. Car didn't go so well. So hopefully today, it will go well. We've not started well because we brought the tires, we bought the fuel, we bought everything. But there was one thing that we didn't remember, which was the jack. So Ryan has taken the jack out of his, what is it, a Vivaro?
Look at that, lads. What? Downstairs for dancing, that's huh? Well, it's better than our one. It works.
What have you come with? What is that?
What on earth?
Me and the guy she tells you not to worry about.
How have we never come up with this before?
Brilliant.
Well, like F1.
You get two laps of this.
Josh, you've had a stressful day. You look stressed.
I'm sweating.
You've been running around, you've been racing around trying to get the car ready.
And now I'm getting cameras ready. I think early drive's still on, so we could give someone an absolute fright of their life.
Yeah, don't hit any of the early drive people. They're not prepared for this on the roads. And if a drift car comes flying around the corner at you, get out of the way. So we have got a Jack, we have an Adam, we have a Josh, we have a car which we hope is working. Oh, say a prayer. Say a prayer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm less enthusiastic this time than the last time though.
What happened the last time?
Oh, we don't want to talk about the last time. Why is it saying oil pressure? Yeah, it's not been cleaned since the last outing. That's how much work it's done.
Well, to be fair now, we can clean it tonight, we can get it ready for fundraiser, we can get all three cars ready. All we need is this thing to just stay together for 20 minutes, which would be ideal.
Look at the colour of his forehead. He is stressed.
He's stressing at him.
Blood pressure is solid.
What do you think, Ryan? It's hard to know, isn't it? It's hard to know. Like this is a light a candle moment now.
It's too windy for candles.
Right, well he's going to hit the track now. Hopefully everything's okay. Here we go. What's up?
I was watching it like a hawk even whilst driving.
Do one more lap.
What?
Do one more lap.
One more lap?
Yeah, go again. Oil pressure's, it's like 2.5 bar. I'd like it a little bit higher, but
Maybe it goes higher when it's...
when you're revving it, it does come up, so it's fine that way, but I don't know. I'm just kind of a sticker for oil pressure.
He's down there now at the start line of the drift
The
layout.
launch. Like.
He's going to give it the launch and hope all goes well.
brake fluid.
Stay going.
It runs. It runs.
Looks good too.
Actually, it's very fast, isn't it?
Okay, so that was the first few runs in the car, which obviously went better than the first few runs the first time in the car.
3 laps and it's still running.
I was going to say it's still running now, so I mean, we're going up from here.
We could only ever go up from where we were.
One lap Dave Egan, so when he says 1 lap he means 14 and a half. And
I messed that up, let me do that again.
I got to do 1 lap and yeah, it just boils the car.
Okay, so obviously Dave is in the car now. I want to get as many people's feedback as possible on the car to try and get it working as fast as possible. So Dave's having a lap, he says, and he's been known for this, and he's been known to take more than 1 lap, and then Ryan's going to drive the car and see how it is. So
With no tires. Like just add that in.
Jesus.
You're rubbing off the arch, freaked me out.
Yeah, you see a bit of puff of white
I thought there was smoke coming out of the engine bay. I'll give it a proper run then.
2 laps.
Yeah, like excuse, isn't he? I thought it was the smoke. When I come around the corner, if it's on fire, I'll stay pinned.
You know what, it hurts to hear the limiter because I think that's what did it last time. And every time I go near the limiter, it freaks me out and I go off.
Every time you came up to the limiter, it's like you backed off of it.
Whereas maybe trust the engine and just don't give a fuck. He definitely did a better lap than me anyways.
He completed a lap anyway.
Let's see if there's any tyres left for you, Ryan.
He's smiling, you know?
I can see Steve here.
What a car! Get in and drive the thing.
You know what? You going off the limiter hurt me then. That's what I'm scared of.
You have to drive it, lad. There's no way around it.
Right.
Like it's lagging.
Ryan, there's enough for a lap. Oh wow!
Let me out! Jesus! So far. Go. Jesus, frighteningly fast.
Is it fast?
Frighteningly fast. Steering once you're on throttle is good. When you come off throttle, never come off throttle because it'll spit you out. But once you stay in it, and the minute you know you're coming off throttle, you just blip the handbrake for the moment. I mean, I'm sure there's loads of setup to be done. Loads of potential. Like, it's a rocket ship.
So I've got nothing to compare it to. Like, how do you compare it?
That's faster than the Corvette.
Well, that's him saying that. You got a bit of tyre. Right, Ryan, you got 1 lap, so I'd say make it count. I quite like it how, like, well, there's no shy of the limiter anyways.
See, you're too soft on it. You won't. I don't
Because
think
the only reason
I know you have to
the only
figure-
reason I'm soft is because I got told when it hit the limiter last time, that's when the engine went.
But your car is going to have to hit the limiter. Like, there's nothing else you can do in a car. Like, it's got to be
Well,
made for
I would say watching, well, definitely Ryan just on the straight there, and you were there. You were hitting the limiter quite a bit there.
Yeah.
So it can be done.
Well, what I'm saying is that it should be able to hit the limiter for a certain amount of time because the reason the part failed the last time, not the engine because of the limiter, it failed because the oil pump exploded. It's got a lot of potential.
It's got potential. I know. I feel it's got potential. I just need help setting it up. we now? 400% better than last test?
Oh, well, we did actually a full drift of the track that time, which was a massive improvement over last time.
Okay, so he's going for another lap. He's definitely...
Let's put on the anti-lag.
He's turned on the anti-lag. He broke the anti-lag virginity. That was ambitious.
That is a great car. You were muppets. Oh, it's savage. What an animal, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a done.
That's just what I need to be harsher on the car, it seems. Okay, so we're gonna cut testing there, I think.
Successful testing, for once. Well, for me anyway.
I was gonna say,
Look at this smiley head in him.
Can we cut back to the
Yeah,
stressful
cut
face
back
like
to
a half an hour
stressful
ago?
well, that's the thing, I didn't have time to relax. I was rushing getting it all done, and then I got into the car, and then I was paranoid about all the things, and like, my emotion was kind of going up each lap. It was a very strange roller coaster of emotion that I went through. You know what? I learned more from you guys. That's why I wanted you guys to drive it. I learned more from it to say, it can take it, I should drive it on. It feels like when your power wants to kill you.
Oh, it always will, I think. I don't think you have any option there. I think your option with that car is to stay on throttle or the handbrake, one or the other. You cannot let it float. It doesn't float.
Yeah.
Like the car just grips. The minute you come off throttle, it'll just go snap straight. It's drivable. It's not hard to drift.
No, I think last time I was a bit too panicky with it and stuff like that. Like, I think there's too much going on.
I did the adjustments that saved your day. I adjusted the BC Racing coilovers to the same as what I did on the Corvette, and it sorted out a bit of the snappiness.
I did that. I honestly said, I was like, it feels like it handles a lot better. And Dave's like, oh, I sorted you out. And then I was like, what do you mean sort me out? It's in.
Look at the smug head.
He actually adjusted them.
I
He didn't even
adjusted
say anything.
I didn't need to.
I was going to say you were strictly underground until you just boasted about it.
The minute I was waiting for you to say it's actually better now, I was like,
It's worse.
BC Racing.
Yeah,
I don't know why
that's
that
it.
is.
Yeah, he kept his mouth. Yeah,
Never touched it.
kept his mouth shut. Yeah, it's never
I
said
don't know why
anything.
that is sneaking back up again.
Yeah, they were on full soft like when you had them out before.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not as bad as Josh's old car. Remember that was full hard and then full soft on the other side, on one side.
And I just said you had to go into one side harder than the other.
I mean, if we can just get Josh to realise that BC Racing coilovers have that much adjustment that we can make the car work, instead of just leaving them the way they came out of the box for about 3 years, we'll be doing all right. So me and Ryan gave it a spin. Now it's up to you to get the few little bits fixed and have fun with it.
No. Now I've seen the car drive, I could do it.
You can learn that car.
Yeah.
It's not undrivable.
No.
But it is, if you can learn it, it's fast, but it's never going to handle like an S body or an R body or anything. It's just going to be snappy. So you just got
Luckily, I
to.
don't really know those cars. So I've got nothing
Luckily,
to
you've nothing to compare to. You've only had one battle against James Dean. Everyone else will be handier. Don't worry. So it'll be grand.
Started from the top, now I'm here.
Start from the top. Now you're way down here.
Wait. Okay, so we're back at the shed and we're going to leave this video here. We're packing up ready for tomorrow. My car's not back here, but as we kind of said, all it needs is the brakes bleed and stuff like that, so we can do that in the morning. It's a bit of a raw video kind of thing. It was kind of what was happening. I didn't have much time to do anything fancy and stuff. It was that much of a rush to actually get stuff going. So hope you enjoyed this one. There's going to be more driving in the future episodes, seeing as we're going to be going to the fundraiser. There's going to be a few other videos and stuff like that. We may even get the Corvette and MX5 together this time. So yeah, catch you guys on the other episodes.